Hello, and welcome to the AstroEnergy Astrology Show podcast with Astrologer Shelley Overton. Hi, astrology fans. This is Shelley Overton, and you're watching and listening to the AstroEnergy Astrology podcast. So, I'm in Orlando, Florida, and it's about 81 degrees on its way up to 88 today. So, yes, I will be spending a lot of the day indoors. Not gonna lie. So, yeah, we're going to talk today about the full moon. Have you been feeling it at all? I know I have. So the moon is in Scorpio today. It is going to be full in tomorrow. Actually, I can get my mouth on straight. Tomorrow about 6:35 a.m. if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Yep, 6:45 a.m. So I'll tell you about that. And then we're also going to talk about the nodes, because the nodes are moving into a new sign. And we're going to talk some astrology of where all the other planets are and what's been going on. So actually, I say so a lot, don't I? Well, those are my initials. Did you know that? My daughter's watching me. She's like, who are you? Anyway, yeah, I'm Shelley Overton. I'm an astrologer in Orlando, Florida. And I probably already said that, but that's okay. Don't glare at me. So we're still getting used to Zoom, as you can tell. But okay, so the full moon, we've got a full moon in Scorpio. That means that the moon is over here and the sun is over there. So the sun's in Taurus and the moon's in Scorpio. The moon, as it goes through its cycle, gets bigger and bigger. And so it's a course of 2 weeks growing, which is waxing moon, and 2 weeks going down, getting smaller, to a new moon. And that is waning. So we've got these moons growing right now. The moon, I'm sorry, my dad just gave me some water, distracted me. You can't hide those distractions as easily when you're on camera. Anyway, so as the moon grows, we have an increased connectivity to that energy. The energy of the moon is about emotion and security, and it's also the culmination of a story. It is also understanding a situation and making a decision. It is an indicator of an outcome. So early degrees, actually, let me just see real quick. I think it's going to be around, 17 degrees of Scorpio. So it's right in the middle of the sign. So having the decans, if I've mentioned this before, I'm sorry if you're getting tired of hearing about it, but a decan is a division of each section of sky. So each section for the zodiac is 30 degrees or 29 degrees and 59 minutes if you want to be technical. But each section of the sky with the zodiac is divided into 10 degrees. A decan, D-E-C, deca, is 10. So you've got 10, 10, and 10. And the first 10 degrees of any sign is ruled by the zodiac sign on that part of the sky. Like whatever is on the cusp, that's the ruler for the sign on the zodiac segment. The next 10 degrees is the next sign of the same element. So if it's air, so Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, if you've got Libra, then the next decan is Aquarius, and then you go back to Gemini. So it's always in order around the zodiac, whichever way you're watching this. And so you'll see those influences in whatever transit the planet has. So I printed this out. I don't know if you can tell. My printer is losing ink. I've got no blue, and I think it's mostly blue is going out. So hopefully you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So Mars right now is in Aquarius, and he's at 25 degrees. So he is in the decan of Gemini. So Aquarius would be the sign. Then you would go around, oh, I take it back, Libra. He would go from Aquarius, where are we at? Aquarius to Gemini, this area, and then to Libra. So since he's in the last decan, he went in Aquarius the first 10 degrees, then he went through the next 10 degrees ruled by Gemini, and the last 10 degrees ruled by Libra. So anyway, that's probably even more confusing for you. But actually, this was really helpful to show you. I will hopefully get better with this. Let me see if I can even show you my, yeah, I don't know where my ability to show you my desktop is. Let me just see real quick. Yeah, I don't see how to go to another window just yet. So I guess I'm going to have to bone up on how to do that. Anyway, so I've got this. I'm thinking ahead. At least I have this to show you. And for those of you listening, because this is a podcast, I've got a printed out chart. And so I apologize if you don't see it, but you can go to alab.com, ALABE.com, and that will show you the current astrological chart. And that will help you when you're following along. You can look at what the chart is and see where the planets are based on what I'm saying, if you don't have the software at home. So having moon, okay, so here, sorry, I don't know another transition word. So the moon and 4 degrees of Scorpio. He's going to get over to 17, and the sun right now is at 16. And when he gets to 17, the moon and sun will be opposite, and then that's a full moon. That's 6:45 tomorrow morning. So I'm going to be thinking about that every time I say it. We are going to have intense emotion. It's ruled by Pluto. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. It's 17 degrees. He is in the middle decan of the zodiac of that particular element. So water goes into Cancer. Let me see. Nope, Cancer's the last one. What's the other one? Pisces. Thank you. Man, I'm having a tough day today, aren't I? So we're just going to shut my phone up real quick here. Anyway, we've got the sun in Scorpio going into the Pisces area. And that's, well, it's not easy. Let's just put it that way. Scorpio rules death and rebirth. It rules joint finances. It rules legalities, and to a degree politics, because a lot of lawyers are politicians. And it rules research and value that other people place on us. And so it's joint ventures, joint financial ventures. And it's that way because we assign money in our society collectively at the current time to the value of people. And having Scorpio in being the full moon, it's enhancing this energy around all of those areas. So it can enhance the energy of death, unfortunately. And in the sign of Pisces, the decan of Pisces, it is doubling down on this energy, which means that this full moon for sure is creating more difficulty with the virus. And we're seeing more deaths rise towards this full moon. We're going to have that energy around for a couple weeks. And as I've said in the past, Mars is moving into Pisces in a week. And that also will be enhancing the energy of endings and transformation, or transmutation might be a better way to put it, because Pisces is an end sign of the zodiac. He is the all-knowing, all-wise culmination of what we've seen going all the way around the wheel of the zodiac. And so we approach the end of a story with Pisces. So of course we have Neptune at 20 degrees Pisces right now, and the moon will be almost an exact trine to that energy. When planets hit trine, that means 120 degrees apart. So it's 1/3 of the sky. If you think of 360 degrees of the sky and divide it into thirds, triangle, trine, TRI is 1/3, 3. And so it's 1/3 of the sky. Having that exact connection is normally a positive energy in astrology. I find personally that it is somewhat of a hit to our emotional life, to our desires. Yes, it can bring in what we desire and culminate something in a positive way. But a lot of the times when we have that trine, it's like an energy that wants us to pay attention to getting rid of things that may not be on the path that we are truly meant to be. So something will shift. Normally, when I look at trines, I'm like, okay, it's supposed to be positive, but there's always kind of like a payment you have to make to get to where you're going. That's truly what I've noticed. And so having the full moon trine Neptune, it is another peak for the situation with the virus. And I've been looking at what's been going on recently on the news, and a lot of states, especially that haven't been the like all of the areas that are not more densely populated are now getting it. And so that's why the curve is going up again in those areas. So, outlying remote rural areas and Midwestern cities. I know Ann Ortley's been mentioning it going across the eclipse swath that we had last year. I think it was last year, maybe 2018. There was that broad eclipse, solar eclipse that everybody looked at or viewed. That can very potentially be a strong energy according to what's going on collectively. We also have the nodes shifting back into Gemini and Sagittarius. So when I say shifting back, they move in a retrograde motion naturally. They're points in the sky that shift in retrograde, in alternate position to what all the other planets are doing. So hang on one second. There we go. Anyway, so soon we're going to be seeing that. We're going to be, hang on, I'm sorry, I'm trying to this. And mute. Oh, I apologize. Sorry, there we go. Okay, I'm not really taking calls on this podcast just yet. So if you can listen in and then hold on for another time when, and I'll be getting better with Zoom, that would be really helpful. Let's see, okay. Anyway, so yeah, we're having this energy of the nodes, which are very fated. I'm sorry, for those who are listening to this later, I just had somebody come in and I'm still getting used to how to work my Zoom. So I'm just trying to make sure that I'm able to run this. It's not as easy as Blog Talk like I was doing in the past. So please just bear with me and we'll get going back there. I got myself back up. Okay. Anyway, welcome to the podcast, the person who joined, Michelle. And yeah, if you want to try and text me in the chat a question, that would be really helpful. And because this is all kind of new to me, I can't guarantee I'll answer, but I'm trying to find out. There it is. Okay. Yeah, you can text me in the chat and then we'll see if I can get to that question throughout the podcast. So the North Node is, well, actually, I'm going to start with the South Node. The South Node is what we bring in from a past life. So it's very familiar energy. It's really kind of a way that we express ourselves in this life that feels very comfortable. And we're aware of that. But moving to the North Node is the area that we aren't as familiar with that is really beneficial to us. So we get to the North Node energy, whatever that may be, by transmuting the energy we bring in from the past. So transmutation is really when we've understood our lessons in this life and we move towards a new way of being. We've understood it, we shift how we are, and now we actually can transmute karma and move to that new level that is much more beneficial. We let go some of the baggage of the past. And so, yeah, the North Node going from Cancer, which is home and family dynamics, and the South Node of Capricorn can be, well, I'm going to just tell you, like any Capricorn energy, really planets in Capricorn, desire more homogeny. They want everyone to collectively think more similarly, and that's the collective mindset, especially Pluto. Well, actually, I shouldn't even say that, not even especially Pluto, probably more Uranus. The collective goes to the material in Capricorn, but it does enhance that homogeny, meaning everybody, well, I guess kind of what brought this out was I was driving through neighborhoods around my area, and all the houses are beige and tan and ivory and versions of, beige. So as we move towards a different energy, especially Sagittarius, we're looking to expand and have more freedom. And both the signs on either side of Capricorn are freedom loving. So Sagittarius wants freedom of movement because he's a fire sign, and they're about the physicality of moving through things and the burning desire drive to move through things. And then the other side is Aquarius, which is air. And so we want to intellectually understand how we are free, basically. Hang on one second. Just drop my glasses. Anyway, we are going into an energy of Sagittarius and Gemini out of Cancer, Capricorn. So definitely the collective has been focused on home and hierarchy. The hierarchy in society is corporate awareness, corporate systems and structures. And Aquarius is more about who am I within the collective independently as a unique individual versus I'm one of the collective and I blend in, or someone tells me what to do, which is the hierarchy, way of thinking. It's levels of understanding and having authority, where Saturn and Aquarius, the authority is personal. It's we own who we are and what we do versus giving away our power. So we are shifting, and a lot of us are having a hit with that Capricorn house being triggered into waking up to our own personal power and where are we giving it away. So that's currently what's going on with the Capricorn Cancer nodes. And moving into Gemini Sagittarius, it's much more about education and growth and spirituality. It can also be about truth and untruth. So definitely, I think we're moving into a year and a half, which is how long it lasts there, a year and a half of awakening what is real, what isn't real. And it's going to get heightened. It's going to be a polarity. They're on opposite sides. So you've got the North Node and the South Node, which means we're dividing our energy. Again, I don't think that, definitely the nodes are always about polarity because they're opposites. But having Gemini Sagittarius, it's about collective connection to others and other cultures, communicating in the Gemini sector and taking action and actively interacting with people of other cultures. So I do see the next year and a half is going to be a very peak time of disruption around other cultures, immigration. Those stories are going to get bigger in what's going on in our collective consciousness. And then we're going to have a lot more educational discourse, what's going on in how we learn, what that looks like. Definitely, I was listening to the news and they were talking about we may not even be open for the rest of the year in educational areas. I don't know about colleges per se, but they were saying children, currently we're starting to see more kids responding to Corona and getting sick. So Gemini is elementary education, but it's also the mindset of children. Like it's a youthful, vibrant, curious energy. And so having the North Node there, that's part of the dynamic of learning and understanding a collective fate, a collective shift of energy that we're all experiencing. Astrology is a lot about layers. We definitely have many different types of energies coming in right now that are drawing our attention. And so having, say, Mars in Aquarius, very strong energy around the drive, like, where am I putting my energy? What is the engine of what I want to do with my career? And so having Mars in late degrees of Aquarius is really culminating the story around that independent mindset. We want to be on our own. I read just this morning that 52% of people who are in corporate jobs, in white collar jobs, going back to work, they want to be able to do more remote work, that they like the lifestyle working on a computer. Honestly, that's something I've known for many years, being the Uranus close to my sun and Aquarius in my house, a home, and family. I really like to work and the independence of being around the house and doing it from my home. So let's see here. I'm just reading the chat room. My podcasts don't show up in the show list anymore. This is true. Facebook, my show is on Facebook as far as I promote it there. And then I also post after the fact when I get my podcast recorded, and then the video, I post it to Facebook. So yes, currently Facebook is where you're going to find the promotion of my podcast, but they are on SoundCloud. I put the link there. You can follow them on SoundCloud. I believe that you just have to subscribe there. You can subscribe. I've still got to get it on Apple. I already posted that I changed the RSS feed on Apple for iTunes, but it doesn't appear to have taken. So I'm going to have to research that a little bit further. But yes, the RSS feed that I'm posting to SoundCloud should be the accurate one. And also you can go to angeliczodiac.com. Every week I post it on Angelic Zodiac. So it's always there on my website. You can get it every week there, whether you want to hear it or see it. So going back to our astrology, having Mars at 25 Aquarius is bringing masculine energy, which is Mars, but it's also Aquarius, because Aquarius is a masculine sign. Again, to tell you how that formula is, you start with Aries, male, and then the next house is female. You go male, female, male, female, all the way around the wheel. So 6 signs are masculine, 6 signs are feminine. And so Aquarius falls in the masculine area, and Mars is masculine. So we are seeing this independent-minded energy around Aquarius, Mars. Mars does move into Pisces, and I think I told you this last week. He goes in next week on the 12th, and that's at 9:17 p.m. Pacific and 12:17 a.m. on the 13th, which is Wednesday next week. We'll probably talk more about this crazy week coming next week, and hopefully, whoops, I have to tell you, I also got a new camera. This is so cute. It's like a little iPro, or what is it? GoPro wannabe camera. It's so cute, but it has some quirks about working with my computer, so I have to figure that all out. Technology, ironically for me, technology is a passion, but it does not work very well for me currently, and I'm really trying to work it through. And then that brings up our next point, which is Mercury retrograde. So we are coming into a Mercury retrograde. Let me see if it is marked here on my calendar for next week. I know it's coming up really quickly. Let's just look here. Get my glasses on. Okay. Mercury retrogrades on the 17th of June. And so we are in the shadow period. Oh, I take it back. Shadowed as of June. I feel like I'm in it. Mercury goes into Gemini May 12th. And I think part of the reason that we're feeling it a little bit is the energy of the nodes, with the North Node getting so close to Gemini. And let's see what else is going on. Mercury is at 18 Taurus, combust the sun. So he's just moving away from combust, which means he's at the same exact position as the sun. And so honestly, I will tell you that I believe Trump's sun, oh no, okay, sorry, that's Gemini. I'm a little confused here. I was thinking, I'm translating symbols into to dates and people and stuff like that. And I saw Mercury at 16, Mercury 16 sun, and Trump's sun is at 16 Gemini. So I was thinking Mercury translates to Gemini and then 16 degree sun. That's my bad. But this is also a stronger energy for Trump to talk about or communicate about money and money matters, because Mercury is his ruling planet, and the sun is ego and identity in Taurus. Both are in Taurus. So it's about understanding financial matters and thinking about financial matters, because Mercury has it on our minds. So it's not surprising that currently, and interestingly, Uranus is in Taurus, which is independent minded and don't tell me what to do. We have Sun, which is ego, Mercury, which represents our president, and they're trying to get us back going counter to what a more collective mind has for what's going on with the virus. So there is that counter story. Uranus will always do counter. In other words, he's trying to show us something in like an awareness, a collective awareness of a situation by giving us the counter argument. It's always point counterpoint with Aquarius energy. So look at what we're trying to understand with that. It's really showing us, where are we as a society? Where are we heading? What are we going to do? What is the counterpoint or the hypocrisy? Definitely Aquarius is a fan of showing and pointing out hypocrisy. So we will see that with what's going on currently, especially because the Sun and Mercury are very close and tight conjunction right now. Moving over to the other part with Saturn and Aquarius, we have Saturn at 1 degree Aquarius. So it is an initiating energy because, and I know it's not a cardinal sign, but it is an early degree. So when you move a planet into an early degree of something, you're really diving into the water, or, that's a metaphor. Of course, it's an air sign, but diving in and getting the sense of what's around you that's new. It's a different vibration. It's okay. So maybe I should use an air reference. Going up in an airplane probably would be a really good air reference, considering what's going on with the Sagittarius energy, which represents airlines. So I do think that there is also going to be a story with the nodes and the airlines, just so you know. Yeah, but Jupiter retrogrades, and he does rule airlines. So there is going to, the word that came to mind was bailout. So look for a potential bailout of the airline industry. Not surprising. I know that there have already been some large monetary bailouts, but Jupiter going back in Capricorn means that the energy of the airline, the corporate energy of the airline, is going back to how it was, and connectedness. So I would say that there are probably going to be more scheduled airline scheduled flights. That's the word I was looking for. But ultimately, Jupiter is going to be going into Aquarius at the end of the year, which means alternative ways of doing business, alternative ways of looking at it, at the industry, and alternative learning scenarios. So there will be more shifts and training going on associated with how we're looking at our airline industry. Pluto retrogrades, and my daughter's coming through again. What? I'm sorry, but it distracts me. So anyway, I'm getting used to it. So Pluto in Capricorn retrograding, already retrograded actually last week. He is going to be coming out with new information, because that's always what happens when he retrogrades, when he goes direct, or when he changes signs. There's a shift of energy around knowledge, around what was hidden, around sex. So usually sex scandals of some sort, politics, law, legal issues coming out in the mindset, and value. So of course, with what's going on in our current situation with working and the collective going back to work, it's value, it's money from other people, money about other people, value to the system, value, who's of value and who's not, who's essential and who's not. So that's coming up over the course of the next few months. Of course, Pluto only retrogrades for, I think, 5 months, only almost half the year. And whoop, sorry about that. And he goes direct, where are you, Pluto? He goes direct in October, so it's actually, yeah, about 5. May, June, July, August, September, and 3 days into October. So 5 months. And so that's almost half the year. It means almost half the people have Pluto retrograde in their charts. And they will be, the ones with Pluto retrograde will feel a little bit more at ease. And the ones with Pluto direct are going to have some issues with their sense of value, how they're valued by other people, their subconscious, their depth of emotion, their connectedness to a larger, broader view of life and death. And so it is a tremendous shift that we're feeling next week. And I'll talk more about that. I've already done a blog about it. If you want to go to angeliczodiac.com, there is a blog. I've been having issues with that, trying to get the latest blog to be seen. But I do talk about the May transits and what's going on with that. So on the front page, you can see the blog. Don't go to the blog page, go to the front page. So just the landing page. Anyway, yeah, let's see if there's anything else. Okay, so I think I've pretty much covered what I want to cover. Venus is in Gemini right now, which also is very strong for women and communication. What are women saying right now? It's coming up on the node of fate. And let me see. Oh, okay. That's strange. I was looking at the chart this morning. Okay, I'm going to actually look at my phone because I was looking on my phone at what's going on currently, and the nodes were supposedly in Cancer. Yeah, my phone shows that the nodes are in Cancer, and my computer shows they're in Gemini. So there you go. No wonder I'm so confused. Not surprising. Anyway, technology for me is not terribly stable, and that's unfortunate, but I do the best I can. So anyway, I am really happy to be here with you. Please have patience with me as I learn this platform. And also that goes for the podcast and the people listening to the podcast, because you get to hear the audio of this video, and that may seem a little choppy at times, so I apologize. But you can get me if you're looking for a reading. I love giving readings. I love doing that kind of work because it gets me one-on-one with people. And I really enjoy talking to you and finding out how I can help you through astrology. So if you have any questions, any interest in getting a reading, you can get me at angeliczodiac.com. That is the place to go whenever you don't know where to find me. Everything goes there when other systems are in flux. So please do check it out. And let's see, anything else? Yeah, I'm here every Wednesday now, and you can also get me on YouTube. All of the links are posted at the end of this video on YouTube, which YouTube, it's just a whole jumble of letters and numbers. You don't get to see our AstroEnergy or anything like that. So you just type in AstroEnergy and you'll still get it, because the videos are titled AstroEnergy. Anyway, I'm rambling on, and it's good to see you, and we'll see you again next week, and see you later. Take care. So I wanted to add to this video because I didn't really feel like I gave you enough on the full moon. So the full moon coming up in Scorpio can make us really weepy, really sad and depressed. And part of that can come from our sense of value, and if we feel valued or not in society, but also if we feel valued with our family, it's going to heighten those emotions around whether or not people are paying attention to you, whether or not you're getting your emotional needs met. Definitely, it's an intense moon. Being a Scorpio moon myself, and this particular full moon is only 5 degrees away from my natal moon, it is a deeply visceral experience. You're going to probably feel that there may be no solution or no way out. And I don't want you to feel that way. I want you to find some self-care modality, whether it's meditation or listening to in your headset to music that uplifts you, or even if it's listening to music that brings out the emotions for you so that you can have a catharsis and get them out. It's an intense full moon, not gonna lie. Yeah, it is a process moon, a process of dealing and coping with emotion. It's probably, well, all of the water signs can be very emotional for different reasons, but definitely Scorpio moons can be very intense, which is the nature of Scorpio. It's an intense sign. And it means that we are in the darkest depths of our emotion. And that's the natural area that Scorpio wants to be in. So um, I don't know. I mean, I don't really always want to be there, but I can tell you, Scorpios may feel that, or experiencing a Scorpio full moon for everyone can feel pleasurable in a masochistic way. So that means you are okay with going to the dark depths. It is a time when the other side of the veil is more aware of us and more connected to us. So you may feel that the energy of loved ones is around. So just pay attention to that and know that that's part of this full moon. And the next couple days are going to be pretty intense. So, yeah. Anyway, I wanted to get on and let you know that it's going to be a bit of a tug of war, of course, also because the moon rules emotion and the sun rules ego. So you're probably going to have the energy of Taurus come up in your face, and it may not feel really comfortable. And that means that there could be a nemesis energy where someone is behaving in a more practical, pragmatic way that triggers you. So just pull back, find things that help you feel better. And yeah, it's going to be a Sagittarius moon soon enough. And Sagittarius is a lot lighter energy, much more optimistic. So I'm just going to let you know that one's coming up in May. Let's see, we're at May 6th. I'll just let you know real quick. It is 3:15 a.m. on Friday morning Pacific and 12:15 a.m. No, I'm sorry, 3:15 a.m. Eastern and 12:15 a.m. Pacific. And so that would be 8:15 a.m. in England. But yeah, after that, it'll be a little bit lighter, I think. Yeah, on Friday. So that's going to be much more playful for the weekend. Anyway, that's all. I just wanted to hop on and tell you that. So thank you. Take care.